let it fall, let it fall, let it fall, let it fall. So happy, so happy.
Hello everybody, it's me, Jordan, and today coming in with Shiloh. Very special mindful pup. In today's video, we're talking about building interoception and how to do that through a body scan meditation. Before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about the history of this meditation style and what actually happens when you practice this and how it can impact your body. I was first introduced to body scan meditation when taking an embodied mindfulness course with Scott Nichols. Shout out Scott Nichols. We love you. At Western Washington University. And this was the first time I'd really practiced meditation and sitting within the experience of my physical body. I have been someone who has struggled with disassociation most of my life, and so actually setting aside time to be within the experience of my body was something I had never done, but was immensely impactful for me for knowing myself and how to actually discern what was right and wrong for me and what truly felt good for me and what would, make me the happiest version of myself. How can I really discern what is best for Jordan? And so this process began by taking his course. We did a lot of body scan style practices, and then he encouraged me to try my first Vipassana. And so body scan meditation actually was inspired from Vipassana, which is a style of Buddhist meditation. You can find Vipassana retreat centers pretty much all over the world. They're held in sometimes 3-day courses, but most traditionally 10-day courses. In the 10-day course, you spend 10 hours a day for 10 days, meditating a total of 100 hours in 10 days, and you really explore the experience of being within your physical body and all of the things that are living in there, all of the challenges, all the things you haven't confronted, maybe all the emotions that have been stored away, and it can really be quite profound and impactful. And so body scan meditation was popularized in the 70s by Jon Kabat-Zinn, a famous meditation teacher. He wrote a really wonderful book called Wherever You Go, There You Are, amongst many other great books. But he brought this style of meditation into the West by pulling it from the Vipassana style. In a Vipassana retreat, you traditionally spend the first few days focusing the mind, so learning how to stay focused with a style called Anapana. And then you move into Vipassana, which is similar to a body scan, where you alternate your awareness through the body. And so you start at your head, you go all the way down to your toes, and then you come back up, and you do this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until you feel like you have gone totally crazy. Or until you have a totally blissful, beautiful experience of inhabiting your body. After my Vipassana practice, I, for the first time in my life, felt really secure in who I was. And I think this came from being so inhabited within my own body and really acknowledging and understanding what was happening within me instead of always looking to my external world to know who I am. And so rather than looking at my job, my relationships, what material possessions I have, what my social media looks like, rather than seeing all of that to encompass who I am, I was on a journey within to physically experience who I was. And that was quite profound for me. I now teach this meditation style often in my yoga courses, also in my mindfulness-based courses. You'll also experience this with me in my yoga classes or meditation workshops. And it has become such a foundational skill for me and for what I teach in helping people be able to explore and acknowledge their own experience. And so I'm going to get a little bit more into the details of what's happening with this style of meditation and how it can be good for you. And so when we practice a style of meditation where we inhabit the body, we build our interoception. And so our interoception is our ability to be aware of what is happening within the body. This can be simple things like, I'm hungry, I should eat, or my bladder's full, I need to use the restroom. But it can also be more subtle, like, I'm around this person and I feel unsafe, or I'm in this job and I feel like I'm unable to be my authentic self, or I'm in this relationship and there's something I'm not communicating and it's locking me up. And so to have interoception is to be aware of how the physical body is responding to your own state of being and the things around you. Interoception is absolutely crucial for having svidhyaya, which in yoga is self-knowledge. And so to be in a place of knowing the self, you're able to discern how to move through life in a way that is completely authentic to you, which is a lot harder than it sounds. I mean, we have media coming at us all the time, we have very social lives, we have job and relationship expectations, family expectations, and sometimes knowing who you are and how you authentically feel can actually be kind of challenging. And so body scan meditation or vipassana helps us build our ability to be aware of what's happening in the body. And so to practice this meditation, you start either at the head, some people start at the toes, and you alternate through the body nice and slowly, feeling these sensations in that area. And so if you're starting in the crown of the head, you pause, you notice any subtle sensations in the head. You move around to the back of the head, side of the head, forehead, eyes, cheeks, nose, mouth, neck. You move all the way down, spending as much time as you need to in each area. And then you continue moving. This can be hard at first to keep our focus, to stay concentrated on sensations of the body. It can also be really uncomfortable. I know when I did my Vipassana retreat, the emotion that I experienced primarily was anger. I sat within the experience of my body and I was absolutely furious. And that was because there was things happening in my relationships that I hadn't set boundaries around and I hadn't acknowledged with particular people. And that provided me the opportunity to change what was happening in my life. And it was so uncomfortable, it was so much agony and frustration and grief that I wasn't living within the integrity of who I want to be. But it also was the catalyst for change, ultimately. And so I love to encourage for people to practice body scan meditation as a opportunity to know the self in a more intimate way. To build our interoception is to also build our intuition. It helps us understand ourselves, understand our relationships to others, and understand the way we interact with the world. And so if you're thinking about body scan meditation, if you're thinking about doing a Vipassana, I highly encourage it, as it is an amazing opportunity to know the self in the most intimate way. This being said, I think it's good to go into these experiences knowing that they won't always be comfortable and that you might find things that you don't like or are unfamiliar with. And so do it with a lot of self-care and offer yourself grace in whatever emotions may come up for you, because we tend to hold on to things sometimes our whole life, In the book The Body Keeps the Score, it talks all about how our physical body holds trauma and the way that ends up showing up throughout our lives. When we're able to acknowledge the trauma that lives within us and help it transcend the body, we're able to move forward in our life in a beautiful and productive way. This is, just my short video and talking about why I think this is important. If you've taken one of my classes or courses, you know that body awareness is a huge thing I teach, and something I always say isn't necessarily comfortable, but is so important in being able to be the person that you want to be and be in that place of self-knowledge or svidhyaya, to really be discerning from your internal compass, from moving from your place of intuition and doing what is truly, truly right for you. I hope this video has helped someone who is interested in exploring this meditation style and why it can be amazing. Again, my name's Jordan. I'm a yoga teacher. I hold classes, workshops, courses. I also work as a recreation therapist and support people in finding ways for their life to have more meaning, passion, and leisure, really. Because we all want to have beautiful, leisurely, playful lives, and while I feel yoga is a huge aspect of our own journey and healing, I also feel that play is a huge aspect as to why we're here on this earth and enjoying ourselves as we move through our journey. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a beautiful rest of your day.